Howdy y'all, thank you for joining us today for this unboxing of Marvel Champions, the card game Hero Pack, Magneto. So if you're new to this, what this is basically the Hero Pack. What it does, it includes a already pre-built deck ready to go. It's also going to have new cards that can be added to any Marvel Champions Hero deck, like it says here, and it's going to have his Nemesis set there, which is going to be Exodus. And basically, what this is if you are wanting to get into the game and Magneto's your favorite character and you want to jump in, you can buy this, and as long as someone else you know has the game, you can just jump in and just play with just this and you're good to go. And just to see how good it's going to be, other than just looking at this unboxing, I will do a solo playthrough of this against the 4 Horsemen is what I'm doing right now. So we'll do a solo play with this and see how it does. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Mine's all busted up because we had one come in just kind of damaged and whatnot. So I just took it. But the main thing I want to talk about is you can check to see if your package has been tampered with. There's going to be a tape here that I've already pre-cut. So let's get into this. And when you open it, other ways, oh, well, apparently it's not going to open very easily. Sorry. Just didn't think about that because the package is all destroyed. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to see a package in there which is going to have your deck and everything, and it should be sealed in plastic. And then what you're going to want to make sure you do is underneath this flap is reach underneath it and pull out this. It's not important, but I've seen so many people throw it away, so I always warn people ahead of time. But on this, all this is, and I know I'm zoomed way in because I just want to be able to show you all the cards and whatnot, but it's just going to be a poster of the same picture that is on the cover here. But on the back will be some rules, which will have some new, oh, I shouldn't have, I said leadership. Let's see what it, oh, I kind of guess I guessed right. I was trying to think of anything he could be. But anyways, normally I try to guess the aspect before opening it. And I was talking to someone earlier today and I was like, it's got to be leadership. We haven't seen leadership for a while. And knowing what Magneto was to the X-Men when he was in the white outfit, I was like, all right, it's got to be. But I had already opened it and saw it. But I wish I just would have done that a little ahead of time before opening it. But either way, sidetrack. Here is the Hero Pack rules. It just lets you know the player scheme rules. Basically, keywords that will be new to you, possibly if all you owned was the core or set or something like that. And it just lets you know those rules. Sometimes it has some explanation about some of their cards and stuff too. So it's always good to just kind of have it. All right. Let me cut these open, and I will zoom in because I know my hands shake up a lot while I'm doing this. And I do apologize ahead of time. I'm probably going to be a little rattled just because I'm doing this very, very, very late at night because it just came in at the shop. So I want to get this out as soon as possible so that people could look at it and see if it's something they want to come into my shop and pre-order. Because I should also note, this does not come out until November the 15th. I got a little bit early because we are an Asmodee store, so we are able to use it just for advertising as long as I let y'all know that this does not release till November the 15th. But we will have it for pre-order and whatnot and available for you at our store. All right, let me zoom in and give y'all a better look. All right, I'm zoomed in here and we'll see. And I know a lot of this has probably already been spoiled for some of y'all. They usually do have them out, the videos out a little bit ahead of time. But to me, I never look at those. This is always the fun for me. I do these videos just to get, hopefully, someone new into the game. But also because I just love making these. And this is showing y'all my experience as I see these cards for the first time and reveal them. And I'll go through each card. Only time I might gloss over them quickly is if it's something that's just a reprint. But here we go. So normally, let's start on the alter ego form because that is the way you start out when you start the game. So here we go. We got his alter ego here with a 3 recoveries. That's typical. Mutant ability. Survivor, as a response after you change to this form, Shuffle the top 3 cards of your discard pile into your deck. So that can be pretty good. I mean, now to think of it, sometimes that's even more likely wanting to go in alter ego form if you can use some big cards and then just shuffle them right back into your deck. Yeah, I like it. And then we have, of course, his hero form with basic stats: 2, 2, 2, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 defense. He's an X-Men. Magnetic pull. As an action, discard cards from the top of your deck until a magnetic card is discarded. Add that card to your hand. So that could be even good too because of that other side, because if you use this and end up discarding a bunch of cards and end up discarding something that you really were wanting but it wasn't magnetic and you haven't switched yet, you can just switch to your alter ego form. But of course you want to make sure you don't play some cards first. So, but still like it. Still sounds good to me. This, and I know this goes on a sidetrack, this definitely confirms to me because I haven't looked it up for a while, so maybe they did come out and say it, but when I was playing Gamora, which is one of my main decks, one of her cards lets you get the event off the bottom of the deck. And that made me always start thinking, ever since I started playing her, you're not allowed to rearrange cards in your discard pile, because otherwise you would just always rearrange to make sure you're always getting the best event. So that makes me, and I like I said, I haven't looked into it. I will look into it, and everything I'm saying now might just be null and void. But this, when I see something like this, that makes me even think more that you can't sit there and rearrange cards. Oh, I'll just go rearrange. Well, really the other side, but I'll just go rearrange those cards, and I'll draw all the best ones that I want to draw. Nah, yeah. So, but anyways, sidetrack. Cool. I definitely, and I can't say already, I'm kind of looking forward to this one because Magneto is one of my favorite characters. But also, now, like I said, I made a guess for leadership, but we saw it is leadership. Leadership's one of the ones I've had so much fun playing in the past, and I haven't played a leadership for a while. So I think this one is going to be the one. Well, I'll be playing it with the team, so we'll see. Or against the Four Horsemen solo. So, all right, right off the bat here. What these are, if you're new, is these are the 15 cards that have to go into your deck. Like, this will not be in your deck. This will be your hero. But they let you know here at the bottom that Magneto, 1 of 15. So these are the 15 cards that if you're playing this character, these have to be in your deck no matter what. First one right off the bat, Asteroid M as a support for 2. It's a location, magnetic, so you can go get with your ability. And exhaust Asteroid M. Alter Ego action, exhaust Asteroid M, shuffle the topmost magnetic card in your discard pile into your deck, and heal 1 damage from your identity. So topmost magnetic, so that lets you just go down until you find the magnetic, and then pretty cool. I like it. And then we have Magneto's helmet, 3-cost upgrade. Magneto gains steady. As a resource, exhaust Magneto's helmet, generate a wild resource for a magnetic card. So these are typical in most of the decks, and then it's just going to help for his magnetics, but gives you a wild resource, but it also gives him steady. That's pretty good, which makes sense if you know all about the helmet and reading in the comics and whatnot. And then we got a 2-cost upgrade, Magneto's armor. As a response, after you resolve your magnetic pull ability, if you discard at least one of the following resource icons, you can get +1 thwart, +1 attack, and +1 defense. So hopefully he's got some that have multiples in his deck. But if not, still, I mean, if you do end up hitting a bad pull where you just don't hit a magnetic for a while, at least you're going to get some extra stats and boosts. So that makes me think that's kind of what you want to do. That's sounding interesting to me. So we'll see. And so far, all these have been magnetic. I haven't been talking about the traits, but so far they've all been magnetic, which is cool. 2-cost upgrade, Magneto's cape. Magneto gains the aerial trait. As a response, after you resolve your magnetic pull ability, exhaust Magneto's cape to ready Magneto. So if you hit something where you get a bunch of pluses, you can go use it again. I like it. Or you defend it or something, so now you're exhausted. 3-cost upgrade, magnetic bubble. Yep, I was curious to see what this was going to be all about. Magneto gains retaliate 1. As a forced interrupt, when you would take any amount of damage, place it here. Then if there's at least 6 damage here, discard magnetic bubble. Seems pretty good. I mean, 6. Oh, God, I don't know why I always forget that. And then I got into a rush to start getting into this. I did skip over typical hand size 5, which is typical in hero form. Hit points 10, which is atypical. And then his alter ego, hand size 6, hit points 10, of course. So yeah, atypical on all the stats. So I mean, 10, and then this is giving you 6 more hit points basically with retaliate. So could definitely be some cool stuff. I like it. Wrapped in metal. How many times has he done that to Storm? 2 cost upgrade. Hero form only, attached to a non-elite minion. Attached minion cannot activate. Treat its printed text box as if it were blank. So only usable against minions. But he used it against Storm and somehow, well, I guess because of their claustrophobia, but I get it. I guess it'd be too strong if you could put it on the villain. But there's 2 of those. 2 cost event, electromagnetic blast. This is going to be one of his thwarts. Hero action, thwart, remove 3 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat from that scheme, you may discard an attachment with the text hero action or hero response. So I can clean you up with some of the bad things that can be put on from the deck and whatnot. And then also, you may discard it. It just says an attachment, so that means, yeah, you're yanking it off of them or yanking a gun out of their hand from the villain or minions or whatnot. So I like that it's not just only about that. Remove 3 threat and you could possibly get rid of some of those without having to discard more cards. Yeah, seems good, especially for 2. Seems really good, and there's 2 of those. 2 cost metal shards, probably going to be his attack. Yep, here it is, attack, hero action attack. Deal 7 damage to an enemy. 7 damage, pretty good for 3. This attack defeats that enemy, gain a tough status card. Wrap yourself in metal. I like it. 1, 2 of those. Magnetic missile, 1 cost event. Hero action, discard a minion with wrapped in metal attached. Okay, that makes that wrapped in metal better. Discard a minion with wrapped in metal attached. Deal 5 damage to an enemy and stun it. There we go. I like it. Because I was about to say, I thought it was good. Oh, man. But yeah, there you go. Wrap them in metal and chunk them at the villain. I like it. 2 of them. And this is what I was saying I hope we would see, and we sure enough did. I was like, man, I hope he has like at least a resource or 2 that's got multiple. Here we go. It's a resource, which makes, man, some of his cards really good because some of those were 2 and 3. So if you don't hit it with that, which would boost you with that if you have that one upgrade out, but at least now you can pay 2, and yeah, I like it. I like it. Hope there's 2 of these. Yep. 1, 2 of them. There we go. So that's everything. This is his personal first 15 cards. And now we're going to see the new leadership cards, hopefully. And right off the bat, we have another one of my favorite characters and a new leadership ally, which it usually is the first ally you see, or the first card you see of the new deck usually is a new ally. And here it sure is, M. 4 cost ally for 4. Psionic X-Men. I like that it's got the Sonic keyword in X-Men. I mean, she should, but I'm just saying because I could think of some decks I'd like to maybe look at her about. 2 thwart. She has a 3 attack, which is really good, but it does do 2 consequence damage. But I mean, paying 4 for 12. As a response, after M enters play, defeat a minion with fewer remaining hit points than M. That's pretty nice because a lot of the pesky ones usually just have 3 hit points. And it doesn't say just elite, so if you already kind of smacked up an elite a little bit and you know you're going to bring this out, this can take care of an elite also. I'm liking it. Yep, sounds good. We got another, which makes sense. We should see multiple since the leadership deck. We got Kid Omega here, 2 cost ally for 2 hit points. 2 thwart, 2 attack with typical consequence. Another Sonic. As a response, after Kid Omega enters play, choose. Spend 1, I I'm probably going to get it wrong because I do play a lot of Legendary also. Pretty sure that's energy. Pretty sure it's energy. Spend an energy resource, deal 1 damage to each enemy. Spend a mental resource, remove 1 threat from each scheme. That's pretty good, actually. Oh, it's only when he enters play, which makes his cost a little bit more. Still cool. Here we go. Actually, Phoenix. I should have thought about that. Phoenix, 3 cost, 3 hit points, 2 thwart, 1 attack. As a response, after Phoenix enters play, choose an X-Men ally, ready that ally, and heal 1 damage from it. Can be pretty good with them, so you can start doing some more damage. About to say, we got Phoenix here, we should have Cyclops, especially what ends up going with them later in the comics. 3 costs, only 2 hit points, 2 thwart, 2 attack. Most likely he's going to be the one that needs to be readied and healed with Phoenix. As a response, after Cyclops enters play, choose an enemy. Till the end of the phase, increase the amount of damage that enemy takes from each attack by 1. Kind of like working with Cyclops in the way he worked with his hero. Alright, so that's the new allies. And we'll probably see some basic ones once we get to the basic cards. But here we go. Won't stay down. 1 cost support. Condition. Play only if your identity has the X-Force or X-Men trait. Max 1 per player. Alter Ego action. Discard this card. Return an X-Force or X-Men ally from your discard pile to your hand. Okay. I don't know how I feel about it. Like I said, I get why they do it. Oh, it's an alter ego action, so this stays out. No, this... Okay. I don't know if I like 3 of them. There's going to be 3 because it's a new card. But, I mean, you have it out there, and that lets you just keep cycling those cheap allies. Put them back in your hand. Or even the ones, like most of, if you look at the allies we just went through, a lot of them were responses that when they entered play. So, you have this out, they get knocked out. Use your alter ego form, which you're going to want to go back into anyways, because it gets you back, gets you back into your hand. But then you could also, discard this card. Still, I could see the combos you could do with this deck for sure. 0 cost event, square it off. Tactic, hero action, discard cards from the encounter deck until you discard a minion. Put that minion into play, engaged with you. Play an ally from your hand, reducing its cost by 3. I like this. I was talking about this in the Nightcrawler video about how I wasn't a fan of the Justice one, but I liked the Protection one, and I liked this one. Like, I get it. They're all good. And I just, to me, to draw 3 cards that, unless you really need those cards, whereas the Protection one and this one, to me, are just so much better. And yeah, I can see I'm already going to like this one. And I don't know if I'd play all 3 because I'm going to want to spread them out into my leadership decks. But yeah, I like it. Especially I already know I want to put one of these in my She-Hulk leadership deck for sure. So I like it. Noble Sacrifice. 1 cost event. Tactic. I was trying to think of who... like I said, it's late, so my brain's not thinking about it. There's someone who uses Tactic, and I'll bring this up because now at the end of my solo videos, I go through the cards again, seeing if I have anything new impressions, just different now that I've got to play with the cards and see if cards that I may have poo-pooed are now better, or ones that I thought were amazing if they just end up working out or whatnot. Either way, I just can't remember who it is with Tactic. I remember I was either building a Tactic deck or my brain just won't think of it right now. But hero action, discard an ally you control. Heal damage from your hero equal to that ally's printed hit points and give your hero a tough status card. I actually like that. I like that a lot. And I want to spread that out. As much as I'd like to have 2 of that in each of my leadership decks, I definitely want to spread that out. I like that card. Man, do I need to buy multiple? I hate it when they make cards like this that I want to kind of spread out, because then I want more copies. And I always try to keep my decks together. I mean, just look at this deck right now. I don't know if I'm going to keep it together like this. We'll see how it plays and if I just love it. Because a lot of these cards I want to put in my other decks. So this might just be one that gets taken apart. And I like that it seems like his magnetic stuff is going to be all about, kind of reminiscent of like the War Machine character, where it feels like I could just plug any aspect into this and it will work good. Like, this doesn't say he has to be leadership, in my opinion. It's not screaming it. I mean, I'm not saying with these combos it doesn't work. I'm just saying, like, sometimes they'll scream like, oh my God, you got to go this route. And yeah, either ways, definitely sidetrack. And I do like this card right now a lot. You got this. One cost event, tactic, hero response. After you exhaust your hero to make a basic thwart or attack, discard an ally you control. Add that ally's matching power to your hero's power for this use. Ready your hero. Ooh. Man, I could think of this. Unfortunately, I think I took it apart. My main deck was Ant-Man. And, man, if he's in giant form, and I just now attacked with an ally, and next turn, usually if your ally only has 1 hit point left, there's a chump block. But, man, I could think of, if you're about to make another big attack, like I was thinking of like Ant-Man in giant form, and I just attacked with somebody who's got a big, beefed up, or even not even that beefed up, just 2 or 3 damage. And now I get to just go ahead and use them again to attack. Get to add them again. Yeah, they're going to get knocked out. But they... Oh, no, it's not even their attack. It's their hit points. So, like, for instance, M4. She's about to get knocked out. You sack her to this card. Get +4 damage. Even with Magneto, you're talking about a 6 attack or a 6 thwart when you need it. And you get the ready so you can do it again. Dang, yeah. I'm liking these cards. I'm really, really liking these cards. People said they were weakening leadership or strengthening up everything else because they felt leadership was too strong. Seeing some of these cards. And let's see what the side scheme is, because I'm going to tell you right now, I love the leadership side scheme. Fortunately, already seeing, yep, White Queen, one of my favorite characters. Let's see what this is about. New recruits, player side scheme. Victory 0, of course, that way it goes away. Play only if your identity has the X-Men trait, so it's an X-Men one only. When defeated, each player chooses one set-aside new ally and adds it to your hand. One set-aside new ally. So I'm assuming there's going to be allies in here that you would set aside. They had that one card that had the... where you could put other stuff in. So I'm assuming there's going to be some allies in here. Probably the extra cards at the... So if you're new to this, at the bottom of this deck, there's going to be some new cards that are usually the other aspects. Instead of having the other aspects, they're probably going to have the new allies that go with this card. So you would play this card in your deck and you would have the new allies set aside. And this would let you put those allies into your hand, which works good with some of the other stuff we already saw. So, yeah, I like this. And it's only 2 per player, so it's easy to pull off. Now, I'm assuming, and I get where it's coming from, new recruits. It's probably going to be a lot of the new mutants and stuff like that, or weaker forms of them. I like it. No, I like it. All right, we got the White Queen. I said we'd see some other allies, and we have the White Queen, Emma Frost here. 3 cost, 3 hit points, 2 thwart, 1 attack. X-Men. Play only if your identity has the X-Force or X-Men trait. As a response, after White Queen enters play, discard a status card from a character. Very nice. You time this when you end up with a stun, or you end up with a... confusion. I don't know why it took me so long to think about that. Yeah, I like this. I ain't gonna say she's bad. I like it. She's kind of meh to me, but I mean, I could definitely think of situations where I got to bring her out to help me thwart, and I get to get rid of a stun or a confuse, or in multiplayer, getting rid of a stun or a confuse off of someone else. Actually, it says from a character. So getting rid of no, I take it back. I take it back. I like her a lot because she can get rid of a tough status off of somebody in a certain situation, off of a bad guy or a villain. Yeah, no, I like her. This is really good. I like it. Face the Past. 0 cost event. Max 1 per deck. Hero action. Search the encounter deck, discard pile, and set aside area for your Nemesis minion and reveal it. Ready your hero and draw 3 cards. You cannot attack the villain this phase. Remove this card from the game. Man, you better want those 3 cards. I guess if you're going in for the kill and you just need those cards and you want to take out the villain, I can see it. It's another interesting way, and it's only a one of, so it ain't like it's going to take up space in your deck. I was about to say I'd almost rather have seen it with 2 resources down here, because then at least I'd find it more playable, but then that would make this card a little too strong, I think. So, no, not my cup of tea, but I could definitely see situations. And the reason is, it's a situational card in my opinion. And I'm not very big on situational. We'll see if during the playthrough that changes my mind. If y'all have watched my videos, y'all know I'm not a very situational person. I play very toolbox. And this is toolbox. Just, I don't know. I'd want to thin my deck out, and this would be one of the first ones that would go thin my deck out. But I could be wrong. Might not be seeing something that makes it amazing. 1 cost upgrade, Deft Focus. Oh, I think this is a reprint. This might be a reprint. I'm pretty sure this is a reprint. Max 1 per player. Hero action, exhaust Deft Focus. Reduce the resource cost of the next superpower card you play this turn by 1. I might be thinking of Deft something else, but I think this might be a reprint. If not, it's good to have these. I don't know why they're in this one. A lot of his stuff isn't super expensive. I guess allies. Oh no, it says superpower card. I guess so that you don't have to waste your resources on playing his superpowers. So you can play his superpowers basically for free with stuff like that. Or cheaper so that you can spend it to bring out allies. The generics in the deck. Yeah, we're going to see energy, genius, strength. Yep, these are in every deck. Alright, so that would be the whole deck. And it's good to go. So the next cards we're going to see. First off, we're going to see his obligation. This gets shuffled into the deck if someone is playing into the encounter deck. If it is being played as the character. His obligation, forced response. After you use your magnetic pull ability, take 1 damage for each card discarded by it. Ooh. Yeah, you want to get rid of this. Ultra Ego action, you have to exhaust. Yeah, I'm going to butcher it. Y'all notice I haven't said it yet. I'll try to say it. Eric Linsher? Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Linsher, yeah. Discard old grievances. So yeah, you're going to want to get rid of this one immediately. But hey, at least you switched Alter Ego form. You don't have to exhaust to do this. Yeah, at least you shift Alter Ego form. If you hit it while you're in hero form. And you get to shuffle 3 cards in, so you can get a little bit of healing. And then you can exhaust to get rid of this. Which means you wouldn't have had the temptation for the magnetic pull anyways. And if you're already in Alter Ego form, yeah, hopefully you can just get rid of it. Yeah, it's bad, but at least it's easy to get rid of. And then next we're going to see the Nemesis, which we already knew was coming up. And it's going to be 1 of 5 because it's going to be their Nemesis, their Nemesis's side scheme. And then 3 cards that get shuffled into the encounter deck when they come out with Shadows of the Past. But here we are, Exodus, 2 scheme, 2 attack, 6 hit points, Acolyte, Elite, Psionic, Steady, Toughness, Villainous. So Means it does extra damage and extra thwart because of its villainous. And then also it has something special about its attack, which is a forced response that after Exodus attacks you, discard cards from the top of your deck equal to his total attack. I just realized, because yes, this is way better than I thought. Not way better, but I do like it more. I misread this. That's the reason I'm coming back on it. I know, harp over it. It's because I misread this. I read that last line. You cannot attack the villain this phase, or second to last line. For some reason, my brain thought the nemesis. So I was like, man, you're going to bring your nemesis out. And a lot of the times, these nemesis kind of shut you down. But no, okay. Man, if you can time it, you know you can take out your nemesis. So you just go ahead and play it and take out your nemesis real fast because you can't attack the villain anyways. But it lets you draw those extra cards. I still am not a huge fan of it, but it's a little bit better than I was thinking. But yeah, and I think I did go over it. But yeah, after Exodus attacks you, discard cards from the top of your deck to his total attack. Yeah. So, I mean, he's going to make you mill through your deck more, but at least Magneto can heal back from it. It just means forcing you to have to do that. And then it might be some of your magnetics. And then we got his side scheme, Martyr for Mutants. When defeated, the defeating player discards the top 9 cards of their deck. Ugh. So you want Magneto to be the one that does this, since he has a lot of ways to get his cards back. And then it's going to add boost. And it's going to be 3 added there per player. So we got Fabian Cortez here. 2 scheme, 2 attack, 4 hit points. Acolyte, of course. Oh man, I just thought about it. If you got the Acolytes as your side, like mixed into the encounter deck, and then you're playing Magneto and more Acolytes. Ugh. When defeated, the defeating player discards the top 4 cards of their deck. A lot of milling. It's got the boost icon down here. So the boost icon, discard the top 4 cards of your deck. Yep, more milling. Frenzy. Actually, it might not be so bad because a lot of the Acolytes, they're here again. So if their one's out, the other one ain't going to come out. 2 scheme, 2 attack with something special on the attack. 4 hit points. Quick strike, which means she attacks immediately as soon as she comes out. Oh, I didn't go over those, sorry. Guard on Fabian means you got to take him out before you can attack the villain. Steady, toughness. Toughness means it gets a tough card. So hopefully Emma Frost will take care of that villainous. I already talked about it, does more damage and more scheming. Force response here on the attack. After Frenzy attacks you, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. And then the same mill boost, discard the top 4 cards of your deck. Angry Acolyte. Treachery. When revealed, each Acolyte minion engaged with a player activates against that player. If no minion activates this way, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until an Acolyte minion is discarded. Reveal that minion. Yeah, once again, goes back to if you got Acolytes plus someone's playing Magneto, it's going to get ugly. Okay, this is different. Alright, so normally this lets you know, stop there. Everything back here is just going to be new cards. Let's see, remaining cards are not part of the Magneto pre-built deck. The player cards before this divider compose the pre-built deck. It just lets you know. It lets you know there's a checklist on the back of this. The 4 new allies after this divider, that's what I kind of figured they had to do because they did it with that other card. I just can't think of the name of it right now. Can be put into play by the new recruits player side scheme and should be set aside when using Magneto's pre-built deck. The others can be used when you're customizing your deck, basically. And it lets you know where to find the rules. And like I said, on the other side here, they have the deck. That way, if you did like this deck and then you took it apart, done things, for some reason you want to rebuild it, you can. Or if you just want to make sure you got all the cards, however you want to look at it. But it's got a checklist of everything that's in the deck. Alright. Here's this probably the new, yep. So it said 4 new allies. The new ones, these go to that side scheme. So you get to put one of these into your hand. At least they're cheap. I figure they're going to be cheap. 2 cost, 2 hit points, 2 thwart, 2 attack. Linked. New recruits. All right, I just went to go look at it just to be sure because that's a new keyword to me, I think. I may have seen it before and just not thinking of it. But linked, because one of the first things I was thinking of is I was saying 2 and 2. I was like, oh, I wonder if you could play these in your deck. Nope. Linked says it's linked to new recruits. That means this is only in your... This only comes along with your deck, but not in your deck. If you're playing with the new recruit side scheme, then these go to the side. Makes sense. If you have the mutant or X-Men trait, Surge gets +1 attack and does not count against your ally limit. That is very nice. I like that. I can already tell I'm going to play with that in one of my leadership decks. I'm going to play with this. I like it. I also like it, well, let me go look at new recruits real fast before I say something stupid. All right, so it's got to be an only X-Men deck. I don't think I have an X-Men leadership deck. So, might look into it now. Maybe Cyclops. I didn't really like the way the Cyclops deck played, but it would let me use a lot of these X-Men that I'm not wanting to play in other decks. That throw them in that one, see how it goes. Yep, I'll look into it. 2 cost, or Anole. 2 cost, 2 hit points, 2 thwart, 2 attack, linked. If you have the mutant or X-Men trait, I don't know why I was saying Anole. It's Anole. I know that. Just, like I said, I'm tired. Gets a +1 thwart and does not count against your ally limit. So I'm assuming there's going to be one of these for, there was thwart, there was attack. I was thinking it'd be 1 for each stat, but I guess not, because I already kind of went ahead here. Bling, 2 cost, 2 hit points. So the same thing we've seen on all the others, 2 thwart, 2 attack. If you have the mutant or X-Men trait, Bling gains toughness and does not count against your ally limit. Okay, so she gains toughness, she can take a hit. I like it. I was trying to figure out, that's the reason I was confused and wanted to go look at it. I was like, why does it say mutant or X-Men? Because duh, if you pull off the side scheme, everybody who's playing the game gets to go get one of these. So most likely you might be playing with someone who doesn't have the mutant or X-Men trait as far as like another person or another player. So lets it to where they can bring them out. And we have Indra here. 2 costs, 2 hit points, 2/2. If you have the mutant or X-Men trait, Indra gets +2 hit points and does not count against your ally limit. So 4, you can get 8. I like it. 8 thwart, 8 attack, or in any combination. I like it. Children of the Atom. 1 cost support. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. Each X-Factor, X-Force, and X-Men character you control gains the X-Factor, X-Force, and X-Men traits. You know what? I like this if you play with those cards, because there's a lot of those cards that say where you can ally, I think it's Alliance, I think it's called, where you can team up together, or there's I was talking about there's some that are X-Force, but they don't have X-Men, or they're X-Men and don't have X-Force, even though they were on both teams. And then that also limits how you can play certain cards or what cards can be in the deck. So I like that they gave something like this to where you can work around that. That's cool that they gave you a workaround, which would make sense since those are all part of the same teams. Children of the Atom. I like it. And giving you 3, because I don't know if you need 3 in your deck, but 3 so that because they always usually give you 3 of a new deck, of a new card, unless you can only have 1 in a deck. Which I wish, if they were giving it as an extra, give you 2 or 3, that way you can put them in multiple decks. But, and they done another thing on top of it, gave you did they give new cards? Okay, they didn't give new card. Oh yeah, they did. They gave Children of the Atom. That's a new card. Yeah. So this is something I've been asking for, and I like that they continue to do it. I love when at the back they give new Nemesis encounters, I guess, or not really Nemesis encounters, but new encounters you can go against. And here we have the Hellfire Club. It looks like, or Hellfire Club. I like it. And Sebastian Shaw, I like Sebastian Shaw. Here goes Kevin Bacon, you know. So we got 1 scheme, 2 attack, 5 hit points. He's got toughness, so he's going to get toughness. He's got villainous, so he does extra damage because he's going to get the extra boost card. Force response, after Sebastian Shaw is attacked, give him a face down boost card. He cannot be attacked again in this phase. So you're going to have to take him out in one hit. Very interesting. And what we're probably going to do is, since this is in, when I play against the 4 Horsemen, we'll probably get rid of the Hounds like we normally do and put the Hellfire Club in for the solo playthrough. We got Selene here, 1/1. She's got 4 hit points. Quick Strike, we already talked about. She gets attack immediately. Villainous, she gets the boost. Allies cannot attack Selene, so you're going to take them out yourself. Can't use, so leadership decks can't really handle her as easy. She's got a boost that discard an ally you control. Ooh. I'd almost rather her come out. Yeah, I do not like her boost at all. I mean, it makes sense with her character. I just don't like her boost at all. The Hellfire Pawns, 1/2s, 3 hit points. Guard, got to attack them first so we can go against the villain. Patrol means you have to take them out before you can thwart the scheme, basically, if I remember right. And then Surge means, you have to do another card. If this comes out as an encounter, it means you have to do another card for the encounter. And yeah, right there, lets me know. I was about to say, I was pretty sure that's what Patrol is. I haven't ran into it a whole lot for a long time, so I was like, brain hurt. Boost, put Hellfire Pawn into play engaged with you. Now, the nice thing about that is basically it puts it into play engaged with you. So that means you do not do the Surge because it put it into play. It was not put into play in the normal way, or went into play normally. We have the side scheme for the Hellfire Club, the Inner Circle. When revealed, place 2 additional threat here for each Hellfire card in play. Gets additional boost. Oh, which is bad for them since they all have Villainous. 4 threat gets put on here, so at least you can knock that out. Fairly easy, hopefully. I mean, it's not as easy as if it had 3, but because most thwarts do 3. And then we have Power and Decadence here. The Treachery, when revealed, give the villain a tough status card. Give this card to the villain as a face-down boost card, which means they're going to trigger this, which is boost. After this activation, the activating enemy activates against you again. Ugh. Do not give it a boost card for that activation. Okay, so that's going to be... They won't get the boost on the second activation, but they do get to activate against you again, so that's still pretty ugly. Ugh. Well, alright. I know that was long enough, because I do go a little bit more through these. I will not, because it is late, I will not do the solo playthrough tonight, but I will try to get it played, because I'm filming this on a Saturday night, so I will probably try to get the playthrough done Monday and try to get y'all so y'all can see how the deck plays or see how the cards play out on a probably edited on a Tuesday, if not Wednesday by the latest, Wednesday evening. We'll see. I don't know if it's all that, but yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it just because it's Magneto. I can tell from the deck I like the cards. I don't know if it's quite my playstyle, but it's also just leadership, which is my playstyle, so it's just put leader. I'm probably going to fall back into that. I like playing the leadership and being the allies. Yeah, we'll see how it goes for sure. Don't have much more to say on that. Other than... if I missed anything or misread anything, let me know in the comments. We'll do a solo playthrough, see how that goes, and then I'll do a play at the end of the solo playthrough. What I started doing is just going through each of these cards through the whole deck again and seeing if I have a different take on any of the cards or whatnot. So with that, this is long enough. I'll let y'all go. Thank you for watching and have a great day.